Well, I was excited about our effort for 40 minutes. I thought on the defensive end, we did not play the score. I thought we played to win. We competed all the way through, and that's not always easy to do. And I thought, conversely, on the offensive end, we continued to play with one another, not get selfish, not take bad shots, just because maybe the ball didn't find me for a possession or two. And that's what you want as a coach. The challenge is we're going to play better and better teams, obviously. Morehead's got a completely new roster for the most part, a lot of transfers and younger guys. So we can't allow this to think that we've arrived. We got a long way to go. I think our guys know that, but turning the ball over a little bit too much, giving up too many offensive rebounds. But again, I'm going to go back to our effort, and was really pleased that we were able to defend the way we did for 40 minutes.
Trayvon didn't look like he was bothered by his shoulder at all, 25 points in 22 minutes. He and JP really set the tone for the team tonight. What were your impressions of how they kind of led the team?
Well, I mean, they're both really talented players. And I go back to they set the tone with our team. If they take bad shots or they're lax on defense or they don't communicate, then it's going to bleed down to the rest of the group. And that's not who they are. That's why they've won a lot of games. We're going to have a lot of challenges on our schedule all year long, but they were ready to play tonight. I'm surprised, quite honestly, that maybe I shouldn't be the Trey shot as well as he has, because he hasn't practiced a whole lot. He's only been going live maybe the last couple days, and that's not always easy to do. And step right in and look like you never left. But it's a credit to him. He's a phenomenal player. I thought JP, 5 steals showed how active he was on the defensive end. And again, I'm really pleased with our effort on the defensive end tonight.
Chris, was the three-point shot an area of emphasis coming in, or were you guys just taking what Morehead gave you there?
No, I mean, our emphasis is to create good shots for one another. And that could be under the basket, that can be a three. And as long as, we're trying to find one another and get good looks, there are going to be some games where teams want to give that up more than they want to surrender the paint. So, I thought we got the ball on a few of our threes right under the basket. I can distinctly remember Quentin getting the ball on a backdoor play, collapsing under the basket with 2-3 guys, and he kicks it out the tray for an open three. And again, if we can get the ball in the lane through plays, through drives, and just make the extra pass to one another, the right play, we have some good shooters. We should be able to shoot at a high level, and that's not always going to happen. But when you get good shots and you generate that, you can get offensive rebounds because teams are out of position.
Before you came in, Paul described to us that freshman thing where the game feels fast. He got turned around a couple times. But then there were other times when the freshmen and Karam as a group looked like they had assimilated pretty nicely into the flow of things. I know you haven't seen tape or anything yet, but what was your first evaluation of the new guys?
I thought they played hard. I thought they, they're not trying to screw up. That's just going to be part of the learning curve that you have as a freshman. There were some really good things that our young guys did, and then there were some things that, they were told were going to happen, and maybe those things happened too fast for them to recognize or adjust to, and that's just part of game experience. But, I lump them along with the rest of the guys that played the right way, continued to play with great effort. They were the majority of the guys on the floor at the end, and for the last 7-8 minutes, I don't think Morehead scored until we turned the ball over with a few non-scholarship players. But they're going to be good players for us.
It seemed Kaiser the last 2 years has had slow starts, it seems like, just battling injuries and different stuff. Where do you think he's at right now, and what have you seen from him coming into the start of the season?
Well, I thought he did a terrific job on Lamontre Harris, their best player, a guy that has shot the ball really well in the preseason. It's a little bit of a mismatch problem for a lot of teams. Kaiser defended him both in the post and then when he stepped out on the perimeter. And that doesn't even speak to the offensive side of the ball where, I joke with Kaiser all the time. I said, I have to quit bragging on you, to you guys about how you're second-best shooter on the team, and then you go 1 for 6 or 2 for 7 from 3. I said, you got to give me a couple 4 for 5 or 5 for 6 games. So he delivered tonight, 4 for 4, which was really good to see. He's a terrific shooter, and I think because of the players that he's around, we can generate some open looks for him, and I thought he played a really good all-around game.
Going back to that freshman, sophomore, first year, the second year game slows down. It seemed like Tyreke was able to assert himself maybe in ways around the basket that we didn't always see last year because of that freshman thing. Were you happy with his play, and could you comment on the forwards as a group?
Yeah, I thought Tyreke, he provided that toughness on the interior that we want. I think he's going to be one of the better rebounders in our league. We have to get him to, he played with more of a motor for a longer period of time tonight. I want him to be the guy that, he was disappointed he missed those back-to-back dunks, but I want him to miss those back-to-back dunks. I want him to sprint the floor and block a shot and run back up down the other end of the floor and then dunk one. Like never slumping your shoulders, never playing tired. And I thought tonight he was more towards the way we want than the way he's shown. Like most freshmen that grow into sophomores, he's gotten better. Sean got in foul trouble early. I thought he did a much better job in the second half, settling down. And, Karam, first opportunity here in the Cintas Center. I'm sure he's got some nerves. But he's got to play more assertive. And we're going to continue to put him out there in hopes that, he plays more assertive. And like I said the other day, if he doesn't, he won't play. And I want him to play. He makes us a different team.
There was a point where there was a miscommunication between Karam and I think Paul, and there was an over and back call. When you look at the turnovers with the scholarship guys, do you think it is a jitters thing, a communication trying to sort each other out, early in the season type of thing? I mean, do you see a different common denominator with the turnovers tonight?
No, I think I don't know if you could put them all in one box. I think they're it just depends on the turnover. I think there were a couple times where we didn't make the right decision. We tried to make the home run play rather than hit the single or the double. I think there were a couple times where, our footwork. We got to be a little bit more poised when we catch the ball. A couple traveling calls, but and I think you're going to also have that nerves a little bit. But we just have to be a team that values the ball despite the score.
Based on social media reaction, it seems like Najee Marshall has really got the fan base pretty excited with a few brief glimpses. What
social media reaction?
Yeah, a little bit of Twitter,
Okay.
I get some mentions from time to time,
Gotcha.
Coach. What have you thought about his performance in the brief?
I thought you were going to ask me about what I thought about social media
Twitter
reaction.
Yeah, what's your take on Twitter as well?
I think Najee, like all of our freshmen, are going to be huge parts of this team. And Najee's just unique because not many guys are 6'7". They can handle the ball the way he can. They can pass it. I think on the defensive end, he affects so much because he's so long. He's just different than what we've had. And like all our freshmen, I think they're all going to be integral pieces to our team this year. And I'm excited for them to become sophomores and juniors and seniors and gain more and more experience. But he's going to be a special player. Thank you.